Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Dear Sky Yoga practitioners, today, July 29th, 2020, Wednesday. After the blissful meditation, we are happy to welcome you for the spiritual discourse in English, being organized by the World Community Service Center, RER, ITT. Today, we have one of the most important topic which everyone needs to know, the science of mind. To explain the science of mind elaborately, we have our Sky Professor M.K. Janagiraman with us.
I can start. Hello.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Yeah.
Over to you, Professor.
Thank you. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். குரு வாழ்க, குருவே துணை. Be blessed by the divine. It's a privilege.
Sir, வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, in between there was disturbed. My mic was muted. So yeah. I'm going to start, give the introduction about you, sir, now.
Okay. Well, I already, please don't worry.
No, sir. Thank you so much, sir. To explain the science of mind elaborately, we have our Sky Professor M.K. Janagiraman, sir, with us. Professor started his service with Sky from 2002 onwards. He has been serving in Vedatrium for 18 years. Initially, he was coordinator for Sky Oman chapter. Professor is now our chief advisor for projects in World Community Service Center. He is a psychologist and a family counselor and have counseled thousands of families in last 20 years. He conducts classes at Temple of Consciousness in RER and actively involved in village service project, visiting all adapted villages and improves the quality of family life in those villages. Professor also visits schools and colleges to motivate and empower our youngsters. We now request our Professor Janagiram to deliver his speech. Over to you, Professor. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். குரு வாழ்க, குருவே துணை. Be blessed by the divine. It's a privilege and honor to be with you all and spend some time with you and share some very interesting thing about the mind. We are all here, sitting here, talking to us, talking to each other, listening to the speech, thanks to the mind. Mind is all about what we are. The way you sit, you walk, you sleep, you eat, you do some activity, everything originates in the mind. Something without originating in your mind, there's nothing you can do in this world. So there's something which we all should understand how it works. Why I am being negative. Why I'm not able to achieve something sometimes. So whether you go up in life, you go down in your profession, okay, or you have problems with your families, whatever, everything gets conceived in the mind. So at the level of the mind, the conception takes place, then it becomes an action later in time. Now, you all know what is mind. For Vedatrians, I need not explain what is mind. This is a collection of thoughts. Thoughts came from the past experience given by your five senses. Of course, you have the Sanjita Karma, which came from your forefathers, all that is there. What research says is 83% of negative thoughts will not succeed, but 90% of positive thoughts will succeed. So, what is the challenge is ensuring that I am positive all the time, or my negative thoughts will be very minimal. Most of us have the problem of having too much of negative thoughts. That kills us. That creates problem for us. We are not able to come out of the negative situation because of that reason. We are not able to manage ourselves and get into a successful mode in life. By nature, human being is negative because from time immemorial, we are used to be the jungle living, in the survival of the fittest, wherein you always were worried about something happening. Okay, you always have animal can come and disturb you or do whatever. So you always had the fear instinct in you that made us being negative. They're still getting carried forward, though things are much improved and we are in a much, much better place to are living. Okay. Mind has three levels. Like the iceberg. You can see the iceberg, a tip of the iceberg, you can see just 10% you can see it outside, but 90% is hidden. Similarly, our mind has three levels. The top layer is the conscious mind, which is about 10% of what we actually see. 10% of the total mind. The next level is the subconscious mind, about 50 to 60%. Then is the unconscious mind, about 30 to 40%. So these three together form your total mind. These three have a bearing on the way you perform, the way you act, the way you think, the way you perform, way to actually achieve whatever. These three levels of mind has a bearing on your success or failure in life. Now, what is a conscious mind? Let us just see what these three means. Conscious mind is what you are at this moment. I'm talking to you, you're listening to me. We are talking at a conscious level. Thoughts, memories, feelings, which you all portray right now at this point of time, is at the conscious level. You're conscious of what's happening around you. You're conscious of somebody talking to you. I'm conscious of you listening. This is a conscious mind. Then, next level is the subconscious mind. You're not aware, but there's something little deeper inside. Something happened some time back. With the effort, you can bring it to your conscious mind whenever you need. So there are information stored there, okay, or whatever, memories, whatever. It's stored a little deeper inside you, in your mind, deeper in your mind. You can say the next layer, which is not there in your conscious mind, but with an effort. You're writing an examination, Suddenly a question is there. Yes, you read some time back. By putting a little more effort, okay, when you think a little more, the subconscious mind, the answer will come to you. So it is a little deeper inside. So it can be brought to your conscious mind whenever the need is. The third level is the unconscious mind. Your feelings, repressed feelings, hidden memories, desires, habits, painful emotions, shameful situations. Long back, something happened. It happened some time back. I don't remember. Sometimes a small incident can trigger that actually. So these three, why it's unconscious? Because it doesn't come to the conscious level that easily. Okay, maybe when you are possibly getting into a deep level of meditation, or when you are putting a lot of effort to get there, these can come into play. So rarely the conscious mind comes into daily play on a daily basis. So we are definitely being a prey to the conscious and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is always little negative. It says you can't do it. It says you are not capable. Because people who are negative, this is the subconscious level, they are negative. I see a lot of children coming to me and saying, "Uncle, I am dark, I am short, I am tall, I am stout, I am very lean. I can't do this. I am not capable." Because subconscious mind tells them you're not fit, you're not capable. So that thought keeps coming from inside me again and again, again and again, tells me you don't have the wherewithal to achieve what you want in life. So that bothers my performance in life. So as I go along, okay, these three levels of mind play and decide what I achieve or I don't achieve in my life. Okay, fine. The psychology, we say that the father of psychology is Sigmund Freud, a great philosopher, psychologist, a wonderful, wonderful personality. There are so many books he has written. Okay, if you get time, please read his books. They are fabulous books. Mr. Sigmund Freud says the mind is of three levels. Okay, he classifies in a different way. He says id, ego, and the superego. That's the way he classifies the mind. Id is id. Okay, actually, id comes from the Latin name called it. Okay, he says it. That is the id, then ego, and superego. He classifies the mind as three levels. Let us see what these three means. It is primitive, instinctive, aggressive. It doesn't want you to do anything good. He just looks at only basic needs. Happy-go-lucky guys. I want to just relax, enjoy my life. I want to sleep. I want to have food. I want to have sex. The basic personality of a person comes from the id level. Then you have the ego. Let us just go to the superego and come to the ego. Superego is a higher level of consciousness. It says morals, values, systems, what you should do, what you should not do. Okay, it is like somebody at a very senior level. It controls. It says this is not right. Now, coming to the ego is realistic. It mediates between the id and the superego. It tells you you are great, you are capable, you can win. Whatever mental state you are in, positive or negative, it builds a strong self for yourself. Ego, we ask for ego is good or bad. Ego is very much required. Without ego, you can't live. But what is important is, normally happens is, ego gets driven by somebody else. Suppose ego is not there. Okay, you get driven by everybody. You start, whatever people tell you you'll do, start doing it. You'll not be able to decide on your own. What will happen? It becomes mentally sick. So the ego decides and mediates and arrives at the middle path or the right path between the id and the superego. For example, let's take an example. Suppose you're all Vedatrians. You want to do your meditation on a daily basis. It says not required. You just relax. You have your food, sleep. Meditation is not required. But superego says no, that's required. Without that, you cannot live. That is not very important. Now here, ego decides. Suppose your ego is positive. Okay, it will help you to ensure that you do the meditation. So ego is negative. Suppose ego is negative, then it will not allow you to take a decision in favor of your, for your, what is good for you. So the id, superego, and the ego, id, ego, and super, this is the same order. Id, ego, superego. Id is your basic instincts, superego is your morals, and ego is your reality. So we are always tossed between these three. So as you are positive in your life, the ego will play a very positive role and ensure good things happen to you. What are the functions of mind? See, actually, our brain, where these are stored, of course, you all know, the thoughts are stored where? Stored all over the body. But brain is the reservoir of your thoughts. Suppose brain is the hardware, mind is the software. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you assume that brain is your reservoir, it is a hardware where you can store everything. Okay, it is your memory or whatever you call it. But without the mind, you cannot store anything in the brain. So the mind is the software which ensures the information is written on the hardware of the brain. Now, how these thoughts can affect our life? Because the mind is a collection of thoughts. So if thoughts are positive, I'm going to have a very positive impact in my life. But I'm negative, then I'm going to obviously not do very well in my life. So if your thoughts are positive, you're going to have a very upbeat attitude. I'm going to be very positive in my life. I can do very well in my life. You can add value, okay, to your life. And you will definitely last longer, okay, in a very positive mode. It ensures that you perform very well. And also, it also help you to build skills as you go along. When what happens is, yes, we perform. We do not sharpen our axe. As we sharpen our axe, it will ensure that you continue to perform in a very positive way. So the positive thoughts will ensure that as you go along in your life, irrespective of your age, you keep on acquiring more and more and more knowledge that will ensure that your life is beautiful as you go along. No, I'm not like that, but I'm getting only negative thoughts. These negative thoughts will make you helpless, hopeless. It will put you into chronic stress because you always think, I can't do it. I'm not capable. I'm not good in this. I'm not good in that. And your hormonal secretions will become imbalanced. Secretions will not be very good. Your body will be affected. Your immunity will be a question. Today, the COVID world, immunity is a key important thing. So in case you're very negative, okay, obviously your secretions will not be very good and you'll have immunity issues, blood pressure, body pain, headaches. All this will be a problem, okay? And you got to be definitely positive in your life if only you want to be, okay, achieving and successful in life. There's something called a brain fog, fogging your brain, okay? Because it happens sometimes. That is, the brain does not behave in the right way when you want it to be done. That is because of your medical condition. Because your health-wise, you're not pretty okay. You are stressed in your life. Your food habits is not good. You're not able to take proper balanced, nutritious diet. Or you're taking too much of medicines in your life. Or your sleep pattern is not good. So these reasons will create a kind of fog on the brain and will ensure that you are not able to utilize your skills properly and be positive in life. When your brain fogging is very high, your negative thoughts will be too much. So what I should do for this is something called rewiring your brain. What I should do? See, the brain, what it does is, it does not look at the world the way the world is. Suppose somebody is in front of me, it's a very nice person. I'm not going to look at the person as a nice person. I look at the way my brain is wired. Because I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have experience, I have knowledge, I have skill. So I'll apply all this to my visual screen, and based on that effect, I'll judge a person. So all of us have this issue. So how you rewire your brain? Okay, what we should do is, okay, change the way you look at people. Okay, look at alternatives. We are going to just see many more things in that. So your outlook to the world is very important. All of us, suppose today you see a child, we look at, oh, child cannot do this. Look at an old person, no, the old person cannot do this. But it's possible that they may have much more capability than what we all have. So we are clouded by thoughts which we have a prejudged notions on people. So rewiring your brain, wherein, no, even a child can do it, and an old person can do it. Okay, that thought, that rewiring your brain will ensure your brain fogging comes down. And also as you go along, okay, your medical condition, your sleep habits, food habits, okay, drugs intake comes down. All this will ensure your brain is rewired and gets ready for a beautiful life. In our life, the most important thing is the subconscious mind. That determines how great you are, how successful you are. Because when I want to go for a job, I want to go do something, somebody inside tells me, no, don't do it. You're not capable. You will fail. You will lose this. So that subconscious mind comes to the fore on multiple times and tells me that I am not capable. So I start thinking, oh, I'm not capable. I can't do it. Whatever your brain, your mind thinks and conceives, it'll happen. There's a beauty of your brain. So what's important is how much you think in a positive way. So how to train your subconscious mind? First, you think that change is possible. Whatever I am today is not good. I want to change, and changing myself is possible. First, think that yes, it's possible. Second, success is my focus. My focus is on success. I want to be this. I want to be a collector. I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, I want to get into this position of power. Whatever. So you look at that and say, that's my focus. Okay, and then change is possible. And it's also ensure that, okay, people don't come and clog yourself. They don't influence your thoughts and actions wrongly. So what you should do? Be with good people. Be with friends and influencers who are very positive. See, normally when you go for a game of playing, take any game, maybe tennis if you want to play, go and play tennis. You don't play with somebody who's inferior to you. Inferior meaning the game, who cannot play as good as you or better or less than you. So you always play with somebody who's equal to you or somebody who's better than you, because there is a positive influence on you. You can learn from that person actually. So you must have influencers and friends who are positive. And success is now. I'm going to have success today and not in the future. You must believe that. And visualize success. If only success, suppose you want to be a doctor, or if you want to be a manager, if you want to be a CEO, okay, you visualize that has happened. So if that happened, how it will be, how I perform, how will I behave, and also be aware of negatives and questions, what people ask, what kind of negatives then can happen, and decide, determine your goal. This is what I want to achieve in my life. This is what I'm aiming for. And also very important thing is, be thankful for what you got so far. Many times we forget our past. Okay, yes, today the whole world is in a problem. But in spite of all this, I am reasonably well equipped. There are people who don't have a job. People who don't have money, place to live, a job to work. Okay, the family to take care of. But today I'm blessed. So be thankful for what you got. And reach out for success. Put your effort. I will do it. I'm going to run for it. It don't happen automatically. And be motivated. Okay, I don't need somebody else to motivate you. I am self-motivated. So change is possible. Success is the focus. I can definitely achieve it. That kind of a thought. Like this way, if you train your mind, automatically the subconscious mind will become extremely positive. What you can do is there's something called reprogramming your mind. There are 3 ways you can reprogram your mind. 1, first you decide what you want. Take a decision. What's your future? Suppose, assume that me and my wife, we have a problem. So now I am deciding what I require. I need to mend my relationship. There is no choice. I have to make it all right. Now and in the future, this is my decision. So you're deciding first. Second, I'm committed to do it. Yes, there will be issues. There will be problems I'll face. I'll get into some fearful situations. I'll take it head on. I'll not worry about anything. I am determined. The third thing is resolve. Take action. Take stock of what is the problem situation. Okay, yes, as I go along in my life, there'll be failures. It's okay. Every roadblock I face is an opportunity for me. So be resolved in your mind. Be strong in your mind. And these 3 steps will ensure you're able to reprogram your mind and look at positivity in your life. And one more thing, what you can do is, there are some simple ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind. Have very, very positive beliefs about yourself, about the situation, about the people around you. Don't think that, okay, everybody around is bad, only I am very good. And uncertainty is part of the day. There will be challenges. The journey is going to be not an easy journey, but enjoy that also. One, if you fail, okay, if you succeed, you will get something good. If you fail, you get experience. Okay, and watch your environment continuously. There will be people, there will be situations, okay, which can possibly create issues for you. And subconscious mind can definitely, actually there's something called binaural or music. Music also will soothe your mind. Okay, there are some beautiful musics available which can soothe your mind and help you become better and better. One more thing I'll tell you, there's something, a concept called mind does not have a mind. This you should understand. See, the mind has a capability. But there's also a concept called the mind does not have a mind. Let me give an example for this, for you to understand better. For example, there are two people working in the office. Both are in a similar position. Both are managers or whatever, but they are with the same rank, almost same kind of a profile. The both of them are expecting a promotion in the office. They feel that this time I'm going to get a promotion. They both are feeling the same way. End of the day, when the promotion announced, assume that A and B, A gets a promotion and B is denied the promotion. It happens. Now, the B thinks A got the promotion, he has snatched my promotion and he's got it. So, on that day, B gets so agitated, he starts quarreling, arguing with A. While he's doing that, he gets into a small situation where he slaps A. What he does? He slaps A. Now, what happens to A? Two things he's got. One, he has got a promotion and he has got a slap today. Now, A goes back home. What do you tell everybody? Yeah, I got a promotion. Great. But next day when he goes to office, he sees B. When he sees B, what do you think? This fellow slapped me yesterday. So when he got slapped on the first day, the body will create certain enzymes, anger will come, frustration will come. Okay? The same anger and frustration will happen the next day also. Now, what next he is doing? 1 week is passed. 1 week later, he is seeing again B. Again, the body will secrete the same enzymes and anger. The negative enzymes will secrete. Whenever the A sees B, the same negative thoughts will come to him and body will keep on secreting negative enzymes again and again, again and again. The mind does not know, no. This happened long time back. Let us forget about it. Let us move on. It doesn't understand that. Whenever it sees the person, it will think that happened just now and triggers the same negative impact. But tell me, will the mind think, yesterday I got promotion, last week I got promotion, last month I got promotion, last day I got promotion? No. The mind does not recreate the positive happenings again and again. When the mind cannot create the positive impact again and again, why is the mind thinking about the negativities again and again? Because the mind does not have a mind. It cannot think at that particular moment, that particular second, okay, that, oh, it happened long time back, let me forget about it and move on. So here the challenge is how to manage such things. Here, Vedatriyam comes into play. We are all Vedatriyam people. We are all practicing Vedatriyam, okay? All the people who do your sky practices on a daily basis, your exercises, your meditation, your Kaya Kalpa, your pranayama, okay? You believe me, okay? You will be able to manage these negative situations and get into a very positive mode beautifully. If I tell you, you may ask me, does it mean that I will not get into a negative situation? You can, you may, you will. But compared to a person who does not practice Vedatriyam, you'll be far, far better off. So, Vedatriyam, what it does, it calms your mind. It ensures that you are reasonably healthy. Because you're healthy, you're able to manage any situation. So what happens is also when you do silence, so you go to earlier, whenever it gets opened, or sit at home, you do sit in silence. Normally, when I say silence, I refer to silence only three things you should do. You must sleep, eat, and meditate, nothing else. No sessions, no lectures, no reading books, no talking, nothing. So you do just these three things: sleep, eat, and meditate. Just do this for 3 days, 1 week. Okay, the mind will start traveling inside you. You'll go deeper and deeper and deeper into consciousness. You'll go deeper into your mind. You'll understand your subconscious mind and the unconscious mind. Okay, you know the treasure is a treasure inside me. So Vedantriyam will help us definitely come out of such situations. I'll tell two situations I want to tell you before I wind up. One, suppose a gentleman comes in front of me. Suppose I have 5 friends in front of me. I'm sitting in a place, there are 5 friends. Suddenly, we decide that, okay, somebody is going to come now. We will ensure that his happiness is gone. That man comes in front of me, very happy. Oh, great, he comes. I tell that man, hey, what happened? Face looks very dull. Then after some time, another person says, hey, what happened? You're looking very odd. What happened? Face looks very bad. So, but like this, the next about 3-4 hours, 5-6 people give a negative feedback to him, saying that you're looking dull, you're looking odd, you're looking like this, is there any problem? How are you? Are you not healthy? When it comes in the morning first time, he's absolutely healthy, everything is fine, all absolutely positive. Now, because these 5-6 people start talking to him in a negative mode and just bringing, oh, how are you, this way, that way, they say, the mind starts thinking, there's something problem with me. Actually, no problem. The mind is not able to think and say, what they're saying is wrong. Now, after some time, if you see, the same day, night, he'll become sick. Next day, he can't go to office. This is the power of your mind. So whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it achieve. Suppose you decide in your mind to tell your child, you're going to become an IAS officer, you're going to become a doctor, you're going to become an engineer, you're going to be the best guy in the world. Once a child conceives what? Accepting that, thinking about it, and believes, the child achieves it. Let me end with a small story that happened sometime back in the US. There was a gentleman who was 42 years old, very healthy, absolutely fine, no issues. The last 42 years of his life, he has never gone to an hospital. He never had a reason to go to an hospital. Suddenly one day, he has a pain in the body. He decides that I'll ignore it, I'll move on. Anyway, I'm healthy, I don't know any tablets, nothing is required, it'll go off. But a week later, the pain increases. So he decides that we not keep it like this, that we go to the doctor and just do a small checkup. He goes to the doctor, does a checkup. Doctor does a scan, blood test, all kinds of paraphernalia is done. Doctor says, hey, what happened? Why you come so late? Why, doctor? What happened? You are in the last stage of cancer. You are in the 4th stage of cancer. You cannot live beyond 6 months. The life cannot extend beyond 6 months. The doctor also says, you are highly hypertensive and you are diabetic. Diabetic? No. I'm eating everything. I'm perfectly, no. The blood test shows that you're hypertensive and you have problems of diabetic, you're a diabetic issue guy. The doctor says, fine, do one thing, you go back home, bring your family, we'll put you on certain medicines and certain treatments so you can prolong your life. Okay, fine. So a gentleman goes back home. He does not tell anybody in the house that doctors have told him like this. He decides, I'll manage myself. But what he does is, he does 2 friends. that I have this problem. Doctors told me like this, but I also decided that I will not take medicines. I will not go to the doctor again. This man does not go to the hospital again. Stays at home, goes about his normal work. Then he dies after some time. At what age he dies? When he is 96 years old. Supposed to die at 42, life goes on and on and on. He dies when he becomes 96 years old. The message goes to the hospital. They are perplexed. They can't believe. They form a committee. The committee goes home on the same day. They're asking the family, he was supposed to die long back. How come? What medicine you took? What treatment you took? What? Cancer? Diabetic? He never told us anything. We have not seen him take any tablets. No. He was absolutely hypertensive. No. We have never seen him take any tablet all his life. He had a very peaceful death. Doctors telling the family, no, he came about 50 years back. We diagnosed him with all this. Can you please give the body for a post-mortem? Family agrees. Body taken to the hospital. Post-mortem done. Post-mortem reveals he had a natural death. There is not a single sign of cancer or hypertension or diabetes. He died a peaceful and a natural death he had. Doctors are perplexed. No, it's not possible. Reports are absolutely fine. We cannot accept this. Something must have happened. So they start inquiring. The committee goes around. They come to these two friends. Please tell us what happened to your friend, how he did this, how he managed this. No, we know that he had a problem. He also told that if he tells his family, they'll feel bad. And he decided to manage himself. So what he did? One, he changed his food style, lifestyle, he changed his lifestyle. He started very careful in eating food. He decided what to eat, what not to eat. He ate the right food, nutritious food, proper food. One. Number two, he went on a regimental exercising. He planned properly and went on a proper exercise. Third, the most important thing, every day, morning, afternoon, evening, he takes his right hand, keeps it on his chest, and say, I am fine. I am healthy. I am perfectly all right. I am absolutely fine. He'll repeat this multiple times, morning, afternoon, and evening. Now, he started telling his mind, I am healthy. I am fine. I am all right. The mind started believing that he's fine. When the mind started believing he's fine, we got automatically cured. Believe me, friends, this is the power of your mind. It's a treasure. Let us not, for any reason, choke the mind with negative thoughts. We're all Vedatrians. We should only help people to come out of negative issues, and let us march towards a beautiful life. Okay. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of you, for coming today, and all the organizers for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge with you on this wonderful topic of managing the mind, of the science of mind. Thank you very much. Wish you all a wonderful evening. Valga Valamudan.
Valga Valamudan. Professor nicely explained the science of mind. On behalf of all the listeners, we thank you, Professor, for your wonderful speech. Now, the forum is open for discussion questions. Please click on the raise hand button in your Zoom app to raise your questions to our professor. While you prepare for your questions, we have a few important announcements to make. On popular demand, Sky Yoga is now taught through online mode. Please visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in and check all the relevant details. We all request you to recommend to all your friends and relatives to join the Sky Yoga course in online mode to get the perspective of life, to lead the life happily. Further, you may easily learn Kayakalpa Yoga from your home by visiting the website kayakalpayoga.edu.in or by downloading the Android application. Our monthly journal, Anbuli, is available in the Android app. Get the access to the premium content of our Guru Vedatri Maharishi's speeches at the nominal subscription. Today, we have uploaded Swamiji's speech on Genetic Center, Karumayam. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches of our beloved professors for free. Karma Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of income to the good cause of society. As some of you are aware, these donations are not expenditures but investments. You get more than what you pay as a good karma. We invite you to donate to the World Community Service Center either through the Anbali app or through our official website vedatri.edu.in. Section 80G exemptions are available for these donations. Now, we will start the question and answer session. We request the participants to stick to the questions directly.
So whoever wants to ask a question, you can raise your hand. So who's going to ask the question first?
Varghavalumundan, please be free to ask the questions. Professor is ready to answer.
It is not that I will not answer for all the questions. Sometimes I may not know the answer also, but we'll find the answer together. So wherever I can answer, I'll answer. Else, we'll find it together. But feel free to ask any question that bothers you. I'm also available to meet you personally and talk to you. Okay, any questions you want to talk to me personally, you can do that. You can take my number and you can reach me out anytime.
Varghavalumundan, sir. Meanwhile, I would like to raise a question.
Yeah, please.
Why we need to know the science of mind?
Okay. See, actually, why should we know the science of mind? Because today, when you go home, you buy gadgets in your house. You buy cell phones, you buy washing machines, you buy so many things you buy at home. We all get a manual along with it. Manual tells you what to do, what not to do, how to operate the machine, tells you. But we all got this body free of cost. The body, mind, and soul came to you free of cost, but from God. Unfortunately, there is no manual along with it. I would say Vedatrium is a manual for our body, mind, and soul. And this science of mind helps you to understand your mind much better. So you will know, should I corrupt my mind or do good things with my mind? So when you know that you're being positive is better, okay, we'll be able to achieve better in life and succeed. Thank you very much for the nice question.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, Gayatri V, we unmute your mic.
Hello, Varghavalumundan, sir.
Varghavalumundan, ma'am.
I have a question. In our relationship, in the close relationship, if they cheat us, how can I keep my mind stable without taking, the grudges already develops in our mind, right? How can I keep my mind stable?
Okay, beautiful. Excellent question, ma'am. See, actually, in the close relationship, somebody cheating you, it can be sometimes even a spouse, sometimes children, sometimes parents, sometimes in-laws, sometimes friends, relatives. Now, for you, who is the most important in your life? We ask you a question to Madam Gayatri. Madam, who's most important in your life?
Our family members.
Your?
Family members.
Family members. But is there anybody more important than your family members?
No.
No. Today onwards, you learn one new thing, ma'am. The most important person on earth, more than your spouse, more than your children, more than your parents, more than your in-laws, more than your friends, more than your relatives is you. You are the most important person on earth. For you to be peaceful, for you to be successful in life, let somebody say something, let somebody do something. Because today in the world, if you're going to be achieving big things, there are 100 people who will not like it.
Yes.
But if you start worrying about everything, you cannot go higher in life. So as you grow higher and higher in life, there will be people pulling you down. Let it be close relative. Let it be somebody inside the house. Doesn't matter. There are people who do that. Okay? So, but what is important for you? You are important. Your future is important. Your happiness is important. Your success is important. Okay? For that, please keep moving on. Sometimes you have to ignore. Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you have to take head on. Sometimes you go sit and talk. Sit and talk. Give opportunity for them to change. Okay? Beyond a point, okay, you take a call. Because who's important? You're important. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Excellent answer, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr.
Walk
Radhakrishnan.
Ramadan. Thank you so much, sir. Radhakrishnan ji, we unmute your mic now.
Yeah, all go on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, one question.
Yes, please.
What is relation between mind and Iranile?
Okay. See, actually,
How
from
to
Iranile,
transfer from mind to Iranile?
yeah. See, from Iranile only we all came. Okay. Mind, extension of your life force. Okay. Your body is your body, physical body, life force. The mind is your extension of your life force. So, end of the day, it's all divine only. Your body, mind, soul, it's all from your divine. Okay.
Divine.
Yeah. So physical body and you have the life force. Your mind is an extension of your life force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk Ramadan. Shesha Shalam ji, we unmute your mic now.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Walk Ramadan.
How are you, sir?
Very good, sir. Super, sir.
Sir, I have a small question.
Yeah.
Sometime we are saying that I have not consciously done, and casually we have taken a decision like that. We are talking, but what I'm thinking that whether we are doing consciously or unconsciously, or how to understand every situation.
Okay.
You know my. I think you understood my question.
Yeah, that's right.
Suppose say some people are saying that you are not done consciously. Sometimes we are saying that yes, I also thought I have taken a wrong decision. Suppose when we take a decision, whether we are doing with full control of our mind or not, how to assess myself? I mean, without the help of others.
Okay. See, actually, you're right, absolutely right. Many times we say, oh, I didn't feel like doing, but I did it. But what Vedatyam says is, whether you do with your knowledge or without your knowledge, consciously or subconsciously, there's a cause and effect. Same cause and effect is there.
Okay.
But how to understand, how to dig deeper. Just understand, okay, I did not want to do this, but it happened. Now what I should do, let me go, I hurt somebody, let me go to the person and tell him apologies. Next time, I should not repeat this again. Mind is like a monkey. Mind always does something which sometimes you don't really want to do. There's always a fight between your intellect and your mind. Okay? So my intellect, mind says, let me do this, let me do that. Suppose I want to go and have liquor. I want to do something wrong. Mind wanders, okay, tries to do something wrong. Intellect says, no, don't do it. But sometimes mind wins. So you want to go talk to your wife. Okay, suppose today your office. Obviously, you go home. You think that I must go home today. I should not get angry with my wife. I must be very fine with her, peaceful with her. Okay, that is your, who tells you? The intellect tells you. When you go home, they look at her face, you get angry for some reason.
Some other reason.
Whatever reason, any reason. Could be any reason. Because
Okay.
you don't like the face or something
Okay.
she did. Okay, end of the day, who's hurt? You're hurt.
Oh, myself only.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be hurt. Whether you do it knowingly or unknowingly, the effect is for you. So you should understand that, okay, let me now consciously avoid such subconscious or unconscious activities. It's going to anyway bother me, affect me, my health, my mind, my future. So when you start thinking like that, slowly, you'll be very conscious of what all you do in your life.
Ah, correct. That's what I want.
Automatically you become conscious.
Whatever thing which you are doing, it's only on a conscious basis, not on casual.
Yeah.
We
See,
should,
that's only a excuse.
okay.
தெரியாம பண்ணிட்டேன். Okay, which is actually, if you think actually deeper, okay, you know the implication, but still you do it. Okay, you can always say, take cognizance saying that, oh no, I didn't do, by mistake I did. But you know the impact, you know the consequence. Face it.
Yes,
That's the way life is.
I do agree that small things sometimes happens. It spoils our mood as well as it creates some other new problems.
Definitely, sir.
So to overcome all those things, at least we should work with that.
Yeah, introspection, best. Someone is giving you introspection practices. That's the best way. Introspect yourself. Did I treat my wife properly? Did I treat my colleague properly?
Then I because you are telling about introspection, I have got a query on introspection. I can ask you, sir. Sir?
I want to just make one small request to all of you. As Madam announced just now, we are running the online courses from earlier. Okay, the courses are run for the foundation courses,
Okay, sir.
certificate courses. Okay, we are running certificate course from earlier. We are running foundation course from earlier. We are also running the Kaya Kalpa course from earlier. So if any of you want to join, you can visit the Kundalini Yoga dot.
Okay.
You can all go to the kundaliniyoga.edu.in. The course is starting on the 1st of August. For the foundation course, the 12 days course, 1.5 hours per day. There are 3 batches in a day, both in English and Tamil. So anybody from across the world, they can join there. It's beautifully done, very well done. 2 batches are over. The third batch starting on the 1st of August. On the 2nd of August, we are having the exclusive Kaya Kalpa program in the morning and in the evening, both in English and Tamil, morning also, in evening also. On the 3rd of August, we are starting the program or certificate course where there are going to be 4 levels: introspection 1, 2, 3, and Brahmanyanam. Over about 3 months, you will learn this. If you're interested, your friends are there, relatives are there, please pass on this information to them. And if you want any more information, you can get from me or from the website. Thank you very much. Any more questions?
வாழ்க வளமுடன். If no more questions from the participant side, we can conclude the session.
Please.
Thank you, sir, for answering our questions and sharing your divine insights with us. Dear Sky Meditators, let us all put our minds together. Yeah. Aditya Mohan, we unmute your mic now.
வாழ்க வளமுடன், sir. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, since you had spoke about the science of the mind, I just have a doubt because in and around people get confused with what is a Kundalini Yogi and sorry, let me introduce. I'm Tejaswini from Bangalore, sir, KR from Sky Trust.
Yes,
and as I keep interacting with a lot of people, I get a lot of doubts that a few people are attending these alpha mind courses and they're attending some inner engineering courses and all these things, And as Vedatri Maharishi has taught us Kundalini Yoga very simplified way to everybody, and which I've been practicing for several years. And I just want a clarification from you how we are Vedatriyam is different from the other meditations happening around the world, because even they are doing subconscious, like they say it's a subconscious meditation, alpha meditation. They bring mind to the alpha state and like that. So my question is how Vedatriyam is different from the other meditation happens around the world. So.
Thank you, ma'am. Very, very good question. Very good question. See, the answer is like this. Yes, somewhere or other, every form of meditation works on the Kundalini Shakti. Kundalini Shakti in the Muladhara area, where you have the power that is raised to a different point in your body, different chakra in your body, and you are doing meditation. Now, how it is different? The practice is different. The way the Shakti is brought is different. Okay, Maharishi has perfected this art of giving this meditation in a beautiful way, very simple way. Many people, what they do is, they don't do touch. Actually, I tell you, as a psychologist, I have people whom I right now counseling them because they went to some other meditation where they just gave by, the touch was not given. They showed a picture, they showed something else, and they asked them to meditate. So when you bring the Kundalini Shakti up to the Agnya or Turiyam, it gets wrongly done somewhere. Some of the chakras, there's an imbalance. So they don't know how to, they get stuck there. They are misbehaving. They get all nonsense thoughts. Now, how to get them all right? Swamiji has given a beautiful technique of the Shanti meditation.
Yes.
I have not seen any other system having Shanti meditation. Shanti meditation is like a brake for your car. All your other centers are all like accelerators. Your Shanti meditation is a brake. So once a week we do meditation on Shanti area. So automatically you become peaceful, you become balanced in your life. So I'm not saying somebody else is wrong. I'm not to judge anybody. I have been in other systems of medicine also. Prior to coming into Vedatriyam, I practiced 2-3 other meditations. After coming in, I know what Vedatriyam provides is a holistic solution. Here we have the solution for the mind, body, and soul. From day one, the first introduction course, the foundation course, provides an answer for the mind, body, and soul. What others do is, they'll give only one part of it in the basic course. Then you have to pay a fat amount for the next one. Next level, another fat amount. By the time they finish, they spend a few lakhs of rupees. This is another difference. In Vedatriyam, the price is very small. We charge a very small amount. Okay? And very, very important is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. Other thing is, there are no side effects. I have not seen anybody taking sky meditation and suffering. But I've seen many people who have taken other forms of meditation and suffering. Today, I'm handling on lady in Chennai. This lady went to somebody else, got initiated. Today, she cannot sit, she cannot sleep. Last 6 months, she's suffering. She gone to psychiatrist taking medicines. I'm trying to bring her out of the situation. I'm working on her right now. So like this, I've seen quite a lot of people, ma'am. Okay, believe me, okay, Vedatriyam is unique. Vedatriyam is different. Vedatriyam is ultimate. It is holistic. I have not seen anybody else, any other system coming near to what Vedatriyam can provide. It's my honest, very sincere opinion on Vedatriyam. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have an add-on question, sir. Can I continue?
Please.
Okay. Sir, recently, I think 6 months back, I got in touch with one lady where, it has become a trend now. YouTube is freely available to everybody. And they go through a lot of meditations, which happens. They just sit in front of the computer and they start meditating. By this, what happened is, to that particular lady, the chakra got blocked in the Manipuraga, the stomach area. And because of this, what happened is, it was a casual meditation, and we do very simple, like Vedatriyams only. I started one small 5 and 10 minutes meditation, like Agna, we were just doing together. She could not conclude the meditation, sir. She's telling she's not able to open the eyes. she's not able to. Then I asked her, what did you do before meditation? What did you do? I mean, why is this happening to you? Then she started telling me, and she asked me like, what is our system? Then I explained her, see, our system is very simple, simplified Kundalini yoga, and Kundalini yoga is something very, very it's part of chakras and all these things, but it is not taught openly to anybody. You have to come to our local centers, and now it is available in online also, where you can get registered, and with the guidance of master we learn. So that's the only advantage we have from our system. And without master's guidance, there is no system called initiation at all in us. And then I continue to conversate with her. Then I got to know that she started using YouTube and started meditating for more than 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And she don't know how to conclude the meditation. And because of this, what happened is she got in touch with the wrong souls. Really, I'm telling you, I personally saw myself, her hands and on her backs, there is a kind of a cuts where, physically somebody's come and done some, kind of blade. They've taken some blade and done the cutting. She's got into a wrong connectivity with the souls, and she's literally was suffering. Then end of it, as a Vedatrium student, the only thing I suggested her is, there's nothing wrong. Anyway, whatever we start, it's our own experience. It's always never wrong, but it's okay. There's never late also. Kindly get in touch with our centers and get the guidance of the masters, and start meditating with it. Even if you're going through this issue, no problem. Get in touch with the centers. They will help you out in all the way. And I can't believe so. It's 6 months now. She started meditating. She's able to conclude, and she's improving day by day. So this is my personal experience in a sports area. I met her. So I just want to tell. I want you to give an explanation that people are taking this online. They're thinking you just have to take somebody's video on it, meditating. It is really not good, because I've been into the system for last 18 years, and I know what is the changes has come into my life, personal, professional, spiritual, in all the angles. But these YouTubes are really good. But without initiation, without the guidance of the master, if they meditate like this, and it's really sad. So I want you to really give an explanation why a master is required for this.
Actually, it's like this. See, today, when you go to this website and just sit on YouTube and sit and learn something new, you don't know what is the power you're talking about. It's a huge power. Kundalini is not a small power. It can do wonders. If you do something small mistake, if you do, that's all gone. I'll tell you, this lady I'm handling, I cannot even talk open, ma'am. She's suffering such shame. She's suffering at home with her husband, with the children, with her in-laws. She's suffering. We put her, what we did, we cleansed her first. We took a ready master. We gave her Tanduda Shuddhi, Nadi Shuddhi. We put her in complete Shanti meditation. She's slowly coming out of it. Because for 2 years she was suffering. Last 6 months, we're getting her back to normal. Huge change. Because people don't realize, they think meditation is nothing simple. It's not simple. If you want to do simple meditation, just do simple meditation on your breath, that's all. If you want very powerful meditation, Kundalini is very powerful. So don't attempt without any master. Master has to be there. Without master, if you do that, it is going to definitely create havoc for you, and you can't live your life. Thank you very much for a very relevant question, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Valgavamudan, sir. Be blessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Valgavamudan.
Valgavamudan. Thank you so much. Dear Sky Meditators, let us all put our minds together to bless our professor. Please come to meditative state by focusing your mind on the Durya Chakra. Professor M.K. Janakiraman sir, be blessed by the divine. His good health, be blessed by the divine. His loving family, be blessed by the divine. His divine service, be blessed by the divine. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Please keep enlightened with us such more valuable and interesting topics. Giving is not just giving is not just about making a donation, it is about asking a difference, and giving is the greatness act of grace. We would like to extend our heartfelt blessings to all the donors who are supporting us. We greatly appreciate for your kindness and utmost generosity. You truly make the difference for us. Indeed, we are extremely grateful. By the grace of divine bliss, may you and your family enjoy good health, long life, inner health, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. Be blessed by the divine. We are happy to bring online programs live from the RER Temple of Consciousness tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. exercise in Tamil, 7 a.m. 9 center meditation in Tamil, 11 a.m. speech in Tamil, evening 6 p.m. Panjendriya meditation in Tamil, 7:30 p.m. Panjendriya meditation in English, 7:55 p.m. speech in English by Swamiji Vedatri Maharishi, one of the rare audio. We thank our beloved President Padma Shri Arulnidhi S.K. Mailanandam sir for his leadership, guidance and support. See you all tomorrow with another interesting session. This is Sivashankari Naresh Babu from the RER World Community Service Center, ITT. Be blessed by the divine. Varga Valamudan. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Varga Valamudan.